Greetings, beloveds. I greet you in the love light of the one infinite creator. So today is the third trading session for 2024, and we are seeing a little bit of a market attempt to move higher. I'll show you how the market has been behaving if you're not aware or if you're watching this in the future. So market is trying to show a recovery. Let's take a look at BTC. It is trading at about 43,898. And let me also show you the price for Ethereum because I'll discuss it in this video. It is up about 3% for the day. So, okay, I want to talk about the domino effect that I'm seeing, the possibility of how you can use other markets to have a sense of what could happen in your current market. So let's say right now we are seeing the NASDAQ since at the very end of December of 2023 and starting 2024, we've seen the market move the NASDAQ down, and that's the daily. I'll come back here to this daily RSI. Just take note of where the daily RSI is. It's just under 50. Take a look at the weekly here. We can see the NASDAQ is also showing a huge drop this beginning of the year, gap down and continue down. So there's a risk that the market could go into a bear market. Remember, in 2023, we also have to keep the perspective that in 2023, we ended the year down here, but for the rest of the year, the market would go and close at a fresh 52-week high. So a good recovery for 2023. The NASDAQ, I believe, was up about 54%. Now, if you take a look at the long-term monthly chart for the NASDAQ, so the risk here is that even though I specialize in breakouts, I have to be aware of the markets at all times. So right now, one of the things I've been talking about with clients is this idea here that the NASDAQ, if it stays down for the month, could set the stage. Remember, this is where we break down in 2022. This is where we see resistance here, late 2023, and now here in early 2024. So this long-term monthly chart for the NASDAQ could be suggesting the possibility that the market is entering a new phase, and we could see the market staging a big drop, aka a bear market, if this long-term RSI line remains resistance. And the only way the market can correct this, the NASDAQ would have to move its RSI above this line on the monthly, so the market can continue moving higher, potentially setting the stage for the NASDAQ being able to break out to fresh all-time monthly, daily, and weekly closing highs. So I want to discuss in this video how you can use the domino effect, and the reason why. Just now, like about 30 minutes ago, I sent out a breakout alert for paid clients. So this is a breakout alert here, and these are the stocks. And the reason why is I'm seeing a trifecta of things based on RSI 50 and other, let's call it the 61.8, and also in some instances 69.1. So I'll come back to those numbers here. So what you're going to see here is I'm going to be discussing RSI 50 and also 69.1 predominantly, and I'll show you why I took the risk with the monthly chart for the NASDAQ still looking bearish, but we have to also anticipate possibility that the market could recover. And that's why I sent out that breakout alert. By the way, if you're interested in getting my breakout alerts, you know what to do. Just go to my website. It is at a very nominal fee. I've been doing breakout alerts for 20 years straight, full time. So that is my specialty. If you're trading in US stocks and ETFs. But anyway, so here we can see Ethereum on the daily has just recaptured RSI 50. So that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking, okay, this could actually be all markets starting to turn around. Remember, Ethereum over the last couple of days was down. I turned down here. And in fact, yesterday was down huge and did not close below the 50-day moving average. Did not close below the 50-day moving average, held above it. And now the main key here, takeaway, is RSI 50 has been reclaimed with uniform activity, which now tells me there's a possibility it might at the very least come back to attack and potentially try and break out. So as long as this daily RSI 50 holds, Ethereum could be setting the stage for movement eventually to try and break out and stage a fresh 52-week daily closing high. We shall see, but that's what it tells me for now. And at the same time, I need to preface this by understanding that if this RSI 50 support fails and it stays below 50, then it would also mean breaking back below the 50-day moving average, which might set the stage now for a market that actually could be setting the stage for movement lower. And again, if you're watching this in the future, just take note of where the markets are trading based on these numbers, and you can see how the markets behaved after this video and my analysis, and the reason why I sent out the first breakout alert to paid clients for 2024. Take a look at BTC. This is a 6 months daily. Yesterday, huge down day here, huge. This is the high for the day yesterday. This is the low for the day. And this is where we closed. So did not break below and actually did successfully hold the 50-day moving average here, tested it and closed here. And also on the daily, another reason why I'm seeing some domino effects starting to take shape here for potential market attempt to move higher. Take a look at this daily chart for BTC. We are seeing that it is forming a double bottom here. It is also using the 50 RSI level for a bounce, which means that now it is potentially coming back to even break out to a fresh daily closing high for the last 52 weeks. In other words, if it can break out above 45,000, then that's a fresh 52-week daily closing high. So this is also encouraging. Consider the Dow. The Dow, which spent a huge amount of, from about mid-November to end of December, the RSI was solidly above RSI 69.1. So that's a very strong market. And so we can see here for now, it is reclaiming the level back above RSI 69.1, which as long as the RSI on the daily for the Dow can move back above 69.1, I would say that this market eventually is going to inch its way to attempt a fresh all-time daily closing high, or even move beyond the current range and record as a more increased fresh all-time highs for the Dow. In other words, above 69.1 for the Dow is giving me some idea that the market could bounce around here. And if the Dow daily cannot hold RSI 69.1, then that would tell me to anticipate that the market is actually beginning the year with a down move, and we are going to be looking for the market being down substantially for the first part of 2024, maybe for the entire year. But for now, I'm leaning towards a market that could bounce. Take a look at SARK, which is an ETF that is a bear ETF. In other words, it goes down or it goes higher when the markets are looking to go down. And this is in the tech space, innovation space. And yesterday, I noticed that it closed just with its RSI above 50, and today is back below 50. So that to me tells me that this could be looking to go down. If that remains the case, remember over the last couple of days, it's seen a nice jump in price. 3 days in a row as the market has gone down beginning 2024. Here I'm seeing it being rejected back below RSI 50. So that tells me that if that stays the case, then this might be pulling back, market might be recovering. Hence why I was leaning towards a market that wants to go high. And also something else that I caught, which was interesting, take a look at the XLF. XLF is beginning the year, and unlike the market, XLF is holding. So it's beginning the year, RSI is above 69.1. There's that level again, above 69.1. So XLF showing strength. As long as it is above 69.1 on the weekly, I would suspect that it stays stable to bullish. On the daily, just like the Dow, it is doing its best to reclaim RSI 69.1. Has yet to do so. It's at 68.6. So we can see here, if the XLF can climb back above RSI 69.1 on the daily, that's another domino effect, which might suggest that this is continuing to being sideways to higher, which might be good for breakout candidates and breakout stocks. Take a look at the VIX. And again, all of this is pointing to this domino effect thing I'm talking in this video here. Take a look at this break point on the daily for the VIX. So if you caught this when it happened last year, as we did, this break here in the VIX meant that the market was going to move higher. Remember, the VIX goes lower as the market is going higher. So they're inversely related. And we can see here that the VIX, as of right now, has rallied all the way to this area here. And it seems to me that this is already showing signs of rejection. If it moves back below this area, again, this is based on my concept, which I call the uniformity concept. If this becomes resistance and the RSI is rejected around here, the last time it was rejected around here was here, and we saw the VIX have a shallow pullback. So anyway, again, another equation here suggesting that the market could be setting the stage to bounce if the RSI continues to show resistance on the VIX daily. Remember, I said I was going to go back to the NASDAQ daily. The reason why I bring this up is the NASDAQ is trading just under 49. Let's take a look at a 6 months daily. And a 6 months daily here, we can see the NASDAQ has an opportunity to also reclaim RSI 50. And if it can reclaim the level above RSI 50, as per my research, something I've talked about for many years, expect a relatively nice up day on the NASDAQ, maybe in this range of 1 to 2% move to the upside. That could also help you while making decision whether to go long or short in the small time frame, or for those of you who trade day to day or intraday, day trading, so to say. Also, take a look at the Dow transports. We can see here they are slightly positive for the day, but with an opportunity of reclaiming RSI 50. Remember, I've talked about this concept for many years on my channel, so you can find that information, which I call the RSI 50 support. Every time you find RSI 50 support with uniform activity, there's a chance of stability and recovery. And it works either in the positive or in the negative sense. You can see here double top rejection around RSI 50. Ultimately, led to a pullback, we can say was of the strong kind. So understanding where your RSI 50 rejections are taking place can help you understand where the next trend is more than likely set to go. So RSI 50 support here, if it happens, would suggest to us that more than likely the Dow transports are going to have to rally all the way back in the next couple of days and weeks to test the recent highs, maybe even improve on those highs. Just here, take a look at a single stock. This is Tesla. It's begun the year with a 3% drop over the last 2-3 days. And if you take a look at the daily though, you can see the daily again is giving me vibes that it wants to hold this area. And if it holds, it means that the market could be setting the stage for a recovery after beginning the last 2-3 days of the year down. So you can see here, if you understand my RSI work, this is a breakout level. That's an entry right there. And what we've done, we've come all the way back, test this entry level here. So you can see on a day-to-day basis, again, based on my uniformity concept right here, you can see that if Tesla can hold this area, which means that more than likely if it can hold, then we're going to set the stage for stability and price recovery. If that's the case, then playing breakouts, which are usually the ones that have the biggest move in a market when a market is recovering, makes a lot of sense. And again, all this began with Ethereum daily. Let's take a look at the six months daily here. So all this domino effect thing that I'm talking about here began with Ethereum here. And don't forget, if you take a look at BTC, by the way, I almost forgot to mention BTC, even over the last couple of days with the pullback, we can see that BTC itself continues to hold its weekly RSI above 69.1. And again, that to me is telling me that the cryptos, even after yesterday's pullback, still remain with some strong tendency to move higher. And also don't forget that it is showing that BTC is also attempting to break out on its weekly chart. So if the RSI for BTC is above 69.1, which is strength, if the price breakout can take place, it means that the general market could set the stage for a recovery unless we see that the weekly breakout for BTC fails and the RSI is rejected back below 69.1. All this to say, this domino effect is the reason why I sent that breakout alert to paid clients for stocks and ETFs that are showing breakout at the moment. And if you want to get those breakouts and take advantage of my 20 years of breakout stock and ETF experience for US stocks, then do join my service. I leave you as I found you in the love light of the one infinite creator. Go forth rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator. Adonai.